talk about the your experience and how you
Yeah,
explore your life in uh, England, right?
yeah,
I just remember that when we were in US and you said to me, "Oh, I wish to pursue education in UK." Today is about the education related to education,
yeah,
and I really want to inspire young people,
mm,
especially indigenous people, related to
yeah,
education. Though we met in the US, like in short time, but we
yeah,
still possible to keep in touch, because of
exactly.
wisely. Yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So yeah, my first question is how was your I mean like how was your life in the UK
mm,
when you uh first in the UK?
person.
Yeah. How did you
Yeah.
feel?
First of all, I'm grateful for this kind of opportunity because pursuing master's level, it was like one of my dream. But I just want to show to people that even though we have a lot of problem like facing the
Yeah, that's
limitation
right.
of facilities, we live in a small island, we live far, but it is just like a big jump and then life-changing experience.
Yeah, I know.
Earlier I came to the UK, it was like surviving. Even until
Yeah,
today I'm
surviving, yeah.
surviving because
Yeah.
a lot of difference, especially for the education system. You have a lot of things to deal with, like you live alone, you deal with a lot of culture shock, the weather, everything's it's
Yeah,
totally
sure.
different. But yeah, but the things that I can say that even though you have a lot of differences, if you really put commitment on that, then you can really work well. And then I think I'm surviving with the education system, especially for the how you manage your study, self study, because I'm doing master. So a lot of
Mhm.
time mostly just doing for read and read, because you have a lot of reading lists. But I mean, I'm trying to enjoy that, and so far
Mhm.
I can say that it's been great. A lot of good experience here. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I usually, follow your IG, your Instagram, and I really
Yeah.
enjoy with you, even though,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
been to the UK, but I feel like I were in the UK because of your picture or your video, it's really inspire me. And
Yeah.
yeah, I hope
Thank
other
you.
people they gonna get inspired from you too,
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
as you
thank
know
you,
that
man.
young people in my country, like especially in my community, uh,
Yeah.
many youths they still live in their comfort zone and
Yeah.
they feel like they cannot get out from the comfort zone. So,
Yeah.
and because of you, one of role model for the young
Mm,
people and
yeah.
how you build your confidence to
Yeah.
to leave the comfort zone. Can you share a little
Mm.
bit about it? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good question.
Hmm.
For all the youth, this is just like my advice and what I experienced so far.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Firstly, when I take a step, go out of my comfort zone, I know it wasn't really easy because
Hmm.
I went to different island in Indonesia like Java, Bali, to
Yeah,
pursue
Java.
my education. It was really hard in the first hand, but the things that I want to say something like this: if you put commitment on that and then you want
Yeah,
to put
yeah.
effort, I believe that we can do it, because sometimes when we want to pursue education,
Hmm.
we always make a we always make a mindset.
Yeah.
I feel like before we not try that, but we already think in our mind that we can't do it. So that's a problem. So first things that you should do to really out of comfort zone is change your perspective.
Yeah,
The things that
change
I
of a
want to
mind.
highlight here, yeah, the things that I want to mention is that about as a youth, you should believe in your potential, and then you should believe on yourself. I mean, we have a lot of opportunity if we see something in different perspective. So I just want to say that the first things that you should highlight to out from your comfort zone is about change your mind. You can do something different. You can do
Absolutely.
something better. Yeah, that's the first thing. And the second one, it's like put a lot of effort and then put like, I can say that being consistent if you want to achieve something. I remember when I was in my undergraduate, the things that I always do, it's like give a positive form affirmation for myself, like I should continue my master. I should continue my master. Because I always mention that in my mind, and then I make like dream. I just want to show you something then. So this is actually how I
Wow,
work.
wow, I see it.
Yeah, yeah. So I always write something about my dream in front of me, like around my room. It is just to make a positive, a possible thing, like to become effect. Every time I woke up, every time I want to go out from my home, my house, my bathroom, I will see that dream. So it's kind of like a self affirmation to can achieve that. So be consistent. If you have a dream, be consistent on that. And then I believe that opportunity will come on you. And then the last things that I just want to say, sometimes we as an indigenous people or as a person's youth will live far from the small island or we don't have a lot of facilities. We already think that we couldn't, we couldn't compete with people from the city, but that's wrong. I just want to say that if you really put effort for this kind of opportunity, you should change that mind because we have the
Mhm.
same opportunity. We have don't mention that you are as persons that probably with old style you're too because you're too indigenous and you don't want to pursue education. No, you have that opportunity even though you lack of facilities or a lot of stuff in the back, but believe me, we have that opportunity. And see
Yeah.
your identity as an indigenous, it's a different uniqueness that you have. You should proud with that. And then sometimes with your identity can bring you in different world. So this is just three things that I believe that if you do consistently, you can really achieve or pursue your education abroad. Like you
Mhm.
can you can choose like which countries that you want to go. It's easy for you if you believe on your dream. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Wow, that's wonderful sharing about the how
Mm,
to get a comfort zone and also build
mm,
confidence for the young people. And what I interested is about the change our mind, like what you said,
yeah,
what you mentioned.
yeah,
The young people should change their mind first if they want to achieve what they want, especially like you achieve your dream to continue your master degree in the UK.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
hope your mistakes and your experience is gonna be meaningful for young people.
yeah,
Yeah. About I'm curious to know about the
yeah,
uh, uh I mean like because there's some people they ask me
mm,
why many people they choose to study in UK,
yeah,
and as you mentioned earlier because of the quality of education in
mm,
UK,
yeah,
and anything else that you can share why we should study in UK based on your
yeah.
experience. Okay.
And yeah, based on my experience, firstly, that's I want to mention is about the quality of education, as I
Okay.
mentioned
Yeah.
before, right?
Yeah. I get it.
The quality in the UK, I can say that it's absolutely amazing and fantastic
Hmm?
because there are a lot of things. And then, if you have your own language, but if you can speak English, you understand English, you have a lot of knowledge on that because a lot of research, like knowledge, it's written in English. So, I mean, when I coming to the UK, I have that opportunity. So, firstly, is about your quality of education. Secondly, is about the environment here. It's really helpful or support. I
Mhm.
can say that as an international student here, university really provide a lot of mechanisms that make you life easier, more easier if you study here because they provide a lot of support, document a lot of support for the facilities. You can access the library for 24 hours.
Wow.
You can
I love
access
it.
a lot of facilities. Yeah. And then one of the really things that I grateful for is that you can meet the professor or lecture every times you want. You can send them message, you can send an email to just discuss, or you have further discussion after class. They're really open for that. I mean, sometimes in Southeast Asia, we're really concerned on that. We're really afraid if we want to talk to older people, we want to talk to someone that's really expert on that. But here, if you pursue education here, they put you in the same level with them. So they really appreciate what you talk. I'm doing master in international law. I forgot to mention that here, this
Oh yeah,
area.
yeah. I forget to ask you
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing master in international law, and I'm currently concerned in indigenous people rights.
Wow,
So
wow.
that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did, and yeah, it is kind of like start earlier. I got a lot of opportunity to consult with different professor and then different doctor here, because we've got one of the professor that really concerned with indigenous and minorities rights as well. So that's why I'm looking for that. And then when I went to UK, I was thinking to do my master here because that professor as well.
Mhm.
And then I'm glad that um he is my supervisor for my final thesis. And I did
Wow.
yeah, I did my dissertation related to the responsibility of a state
Mhm.
from of Indonesian government to indigenous community in Papua. So that's what I did for my dissertation. So I feel like the opportunity to engage with people here, like professor or expert, it's really open for all. So this is, I think, some things that I want to highlight through the education system here. And lastly is about how you build your critical thinking.
Mhm.
I mean, last time I did essay, and then yeah, I think the struggle here is I see we have different how we critique something. We're
Mhm.
not into deep, and then I feel like here, because you are in a developed country, you have more opportunity to really criticize everything's like with freedom. But
Mhm.
sometimes in our country, yeah, we have that freedom of expression, but sometimes we're really afraid to really criticize
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah. I
deep. So
feel it. Yeah.
but here you have like opportunity to explore that, and then how you build your critical thinking to criticize all of the materials that you learn, and then they provide that kind of a framework to learn. So I feel this is really good opportunity to pursue education in the UK. But
Right. It's very great experience and sharing
yeah,
today.
yeah,
And I hope someday I also have opportunity to pursue my master degree in the UK after I graduate
yes,
in
yes, yes,
Cambodia. Yeah,
yes,
because
yes, yes, mm,
based on my experience to do
yeah,
wisely, and at the first time,
yeah,
I just talked with my senior
yeah,
who already joined it wisely. After that, when
mm,
I talked with him and he shared his experience, so after that, I
mm,
try my best for second times that I passed it
mm,
wisely, the way
mm.
I complete my dream. Yeah, and I hope
Yeah, yeah.
today is my first step to the UK. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
also
yeah,
everyone
yeah, of
watching this
course.
video.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Finger
Yeah,
crossed. I know you can do it. Like,
yeah, yeah,
I believe in you.
yeah. How many steps that we should prepare before we apply the scholarship to the UK? Can you share a little bit about that?
Okay. So, firstly, the step that I can say to you is about set your goals. If
Mm-hmm.
you
Set
really
the
want
goal.
to
Okay.
continue mastery of mastery in any field, you can
Mm-hmm.
set your goals. Make a timeline when you plan to do that. Before you plan to do that, you also supposed to know about your potential. Mostly the scholarship that provided by the UK government. For instance, one of the VMOS scholarship called Chevening, and then
Oh,
I met
cheapening. Yeah,
someone
I know.
from
Yeah, I
Cambodia.
know.
Yeah, yeah, I met someone
Wow.
from Cambodia here. Yeah, yeah. She got Chevening. So
Great to hear
firstly,
that.
you yeah. Sorry.
I'm happy to hear that you
Yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah,
you
yeah. I met her.
met
So
Cambodian.
first, yeah, mostly they require you to have like work experience. But this is the thing. So work experience is not about you work to get paid only, but you do volunteering, you do like social activity, working with organization. It's a part of work
Yeah,
experience. So
that's right.
after you set the goals, find the requirements of university. And thirdly, the requirement of university is really various, but the most important point is that you have IELTS certificate or English certificate, especially IELTS. Yeah, I can say that because
Mhm.
all the master here they require you have to have IELTS certificate. So if you have that IELTS certificate with the score like at least 6.5 to continue your master, that's good. But then if not, you can prepare your English first for the
Mhm.
IELTS because I feel like another document, it is just a supporting document that you can provide. But the main documents that you really need is IELTS document. And then sometimes for IELTS we need to put effort to get a score, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's why prefer your English. So set the goals and make check the requirements of a scholarship, like find various scholarship. And then thirdly, it is prepare your English,
Mhm.
especially for IELTS certificate. If you already get the IELTS certificate, then connect with some people that you know around the UK or around Cambodia that probably have that opportunity to get like more information, including now. Now it's your one of the steps that you can take. I
Yeah,
mean, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
part of
I know.
step. If you hear this kind of podcast, we talk together. It is also a learning process how you know about the education in the UK. So I feel like this is also part like contribution in your step ahead. And then lastly is about put a lot of effort on that, push your limit until the maximum. Because if you put your limit and then you
Mhm.
already know your goals, then you can do the same thing consistently. And then I believe you will achieve your dream to pursuing master here in the UK. So I think that's 5 things that you can do.
Mhm.
And then yeah, I think that's all for me.
Wow, wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing today. And what is the last
Mhm.
message to young people,
Uh,
especially young indigenous people?
yeah,
Do you have some message to them?
yeah. Well, last things that I want to say to all the young generations. Firstly, don't be shy as an indigenous community. Don't be
Mhm.
shy as an indigenous youth. You know, your identity is the uniqueness things that you ever have in my life. If you
Yeah,
come to the
yeah.
world, you can go and see a lot of things, but your identity just yours. So be proud with that. Secondly, change your mindset and becoming a new person, new version of you. See your uniqueness, identity, proud with your island. But if you lack of any things, it's not the limit to your dream because you have achieved more than that. And then if you want to achieve a big dream, you should believe that everyone have the same opportunity to have a dream. And then not
Mhm.
only to have a dream, but absolutely to make your dream come true. Everyone's have the same things, the same opportunity to do that. So just believe on your dream, put the higher dream as you can, and then I believe one day you can achieve whatever you want as an indigenous youth. And yeah, keep be proud of you. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all. Good.
Yeah, yeah. I really appreciate
Yeah,
for your sharing. And it's also
yeah,
my first podcast. And I hope the
yeah,
next day and the next week, and yeah, I can create more videos related
yeah,
to indigenous people, especially related to
yeah,
education to inspire young people in
yeah.
Cambodia and also uh, other country as well, you know.